So today I thought that I would give you guys my honest opinion about the 5 things that I really hate about this bike. Some of the stuff I already knew before I bought it, that it would be an issue and it would suck, but all in all I still love this bike a lot, but there are just some things that I really hate. So the first thing that I hate, and I have talked about this previously, is that stupid ass turn signal switch. I don't know which guy at KTM thought that that would be a great idea to make it like that, because you got absolutely no feel in it. The only thing that helps a little bit is that the indicators switch off by itself, because sometimes it can be an absolute pain in the ass to find the neutral position, if you will. But really, KTM should know so much better. So that's really something that sucks, because it's such a little thing, but it's so annoying. But it helps that it switches off by itself, so you can just forget about it. But I would have loved that it had more like a clicky feel to it, but I guess not. That's just not how it works. But so that's something I didn't really know before I bought the bike. But that's, yeah, it is what it is. It's just that as long as I have some thin gloves on, I can sort of feel what's happening, but if I have like my really warm winter gloves on, there's no way. So that's the first thing that I really do hate about it. The second thing that I hate, but I already knew that, and this isn't the Super Duke specifically, it's just the naked bikes in all, I think. I haven't had anything else but naked bikes, but one thing that I don't like is cleaning them, because they have so many small nooks and crannies, and it's hard to get into, and especially with the water we have, if I'm not really over it, drying it completely off, I can't let it air dry, because otherwise it will just leave like watermarks, and that sucks. But that was the same on my Yamaha, but that's something that I don't really like. And I know that it's not specifically this bike, but I just think that if you had a bike with like full fairings and stuff like that, it's a bit easier, because it covers up a lot of all that stuff. And the third thing is actually that, and this is specifically on KTM, I know that there are probably some other brands that does exactly the same thing, but it's like when you buy a Super Duke, all the stuff is fitted on the bike, but it's not unlocked. And I hate the fact that you don't need to buy it, but it's like you don't get the full potential out of your bike without buying it. So that's something I really do hate, that you have to spend like 1,000 euros or so to unlock stuff that's already on your bike. I feel like it's a kind of a rip-off, just because they can. Especially now that so many other motorcycle brands, they come with all of the same stuff fitted from factory, with all the modes and stuff like that. You can just take, like, for instance, an MT-09, the new one, I believe it's got quick shifter both ways, and you got your different rider modes and that kind of stuff. I even think it's got cruise control. I can't quite remember, but I think it does. But it's stuff like that. That bike costs less than half of what this does, and still it has like a lot of the stuff that this one you will have to pay to unlock. So that's something that I really wish that KTM would ditch and just give people what they actually buy. And those people that have made reviews on the Super Duke where they haven't unlocked the tech pack and stuff like that, it's just such a shame to see that the people don't try it as it really should be. But that's something I really dislike. So that was the third thing. And I might even have to go to my notes because I have the attention span of a napkin, so I can't remember the last two, so they aren't that annoying. This guy. So I might have to do that. That didn't feel like it. And as a bonus one, it's really hard to find neutral sometimes. So that's also something that I really hate. So the fourth thing on the list is something regarding what I made a video on previously. So if we go here, you can see that right now it says that I have 270 kilometers in range. That one is not accurate at all. Once you reach 100 you can see it just went up 10 kilometers. But it's not accurate at all. Once you reach, I believe it's 100 kilometers in range, or I believe 60 miles, it then tells you that you're on your fuel reserve, or, low on fuel, which is fine. But then you think that you have like 100 kilometers of range, which you don't. I have had instances where it says I have 100 kilometers in range, and after 16 kilometers it's telling me that I have like 20 or so. So that's something that I mean, how hard can it be, KTM? It's a matter of software, knowing how much fuel is in it and how much you've averaged on that tank. It can't be that hard. And also this regarding the what's it called, the mileage consumption, if you will. It says that you did like a certain amount of kilometers per liter or certain miles per gallon, depending on where you're from in the world. It's just, I find it completely amazing that they can't make it work so that it's actually somewhat accurate. It's a matter of knowing how far distance you've gone and how much fuel you've burned. That's it. So it's something I hate because you can't trust it at all. So that's something I hate, and that was the fourth thing. And the last one, number 5, is the recalls and the warranty stuff on these bikes, and I know I am not the only one that's have had issues. These switches, they apparently can't handle water that well, so it's a good thing that the bike is not meant to be ridden outside. Oh wait, oh no, yeah, it's meant to be, yeah, okay, so the bike is meant to be used outside, but I think the engineers at KTM completely forgot that whenever they made those switches, because there's been a lot of people that have had these switches stop working, me included, and there's even people that have had the buttons fall off, which is also really nice. They say that KTM have changed it on the part number, but if it's actually helped or not, I am not sure. I got mine replaced under warranty, luckily. But it's like here in Denmark, they only give you 2 years of warranty on your bike, which is also a little thing that I dislike, because I mean, seriously, why is it that so many other manufacturers can give you 3 or 5 years of warranty, but KTM don't apparently trust their bikes that much, so that they will give you more. And it's something that wrecks it a little bit, because I got my switches replaced under warranty, which is nice. However, the way that how can I say it? The way that KTM works with all of this is like, don't. And the fact that they don't, at least not in Denmark, they don't have they don't have any loaner bikes or anything like that, so you can still ride a KTM or so if the bike isn't working. Luckily my bike worked, I just couldn't use the switches on this side, on the left side, but my bike worked, so that was something. But I could just imagine that it had something to do with something more serious, and that it would take months to repair or get parts. And the fact that they don't have loaner bikes for you or anything, that's something that really bursts my bubble, because if you buy a Yamaha, if you buy even a BMW or so, they have loaner bikes for you. But it is what it is. But that's, so the warranty stuff and all that, and the recalls, it's nice that they do recalls, but I still, I just mean that why isn't it done properly? Especially stuff like these switches where they know they're gonna see some water, but for some reason they decide just to send it out anyway. And in my opinion, they should recall all the bikes with the old switches and replace them, so that people don't run into issues as soon as the bike is like 2 years old. But it is what it is. It's just annoying that you have to fight those kind of issues. Because they should know better. They should know better. They've made bikes for so long and they know it. So it's just, yeah. It just, in a way, it almost shows that they don't care. Sadly. But yeah. But that's actually the stuff that really annoys me on this bike, which is kind of sad, but I still love it so much. And despite having having the floors, these floors, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Not at all. Oh, cobwebs. Yeah, we have a lot of spiders, but you can see right here, even though I really try to clean it, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but even I really do try to clean it as well as I can and dry most of it off, but there's just so many more water spots left over, which sucks. But and it's still dusty as fuck, but it is what it is. I will leave the video right here, but that was the 5 things that I dislike about my Super Duke. What you could say that one of them is just naked bikes in general, but yeah. But other than that, ride safe and take care, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.